Hey, I'm Hal Gatewood. I'm the creator of the Testimonial Rotator plugin. I'd quickly like to show you what this plugin will do to your site in the back end and in the front end so that you can determine if this is going to be the right plugin for your project. Let's jump into the WordPress admin and see what gets added. So here I am in the admin. My plugin creates a custom post type of a testimonial, and so that adds a new side menu called Testimonials, and it also creates a Testimonial Rotator custom post type. And so if you click into there, you can then create multiple rotators for maybe different parts of your site, and then you'll attach testimonials to those rotators. Let's click in here and see what kind of settings we have. So we can change the transition, the size of the image used, how long and how quickly things should display, even the element for the title field, and a whole bunch of other things over here hiding different aspects of each testimonial. You can even use hreview and put in the name being reviewed. This will show up in search engines. And then there's the option of which theme to use. These two are included with the free plugin, and these three are pro add-ons you can buy later if you want to. You can also make a custom template, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later on in this video. And then you have some quick shortcode rotators on how you want to add this to your site. So that's a rotator. You're going to want to create the rotator first, and then come in and create your testimonials after that. I'm going to click into one of these so we can see why that is. You'll have your heading. This is kind of like a standout feature of the testimonial. This is the full testimonial in the block of text here, and then down in your testimonial options you can then decide which rotator you want it to be attached to. You can do a star rating if you need that, and author information. This is a little text field. You can bold and italic link as well. You can order the testimonials also down here in this box. Over on the side you have, well, these might be in a different spot, you may have it down here, but you can make a short excerpt if you want, and you can add a testimonial image over here on the side like you would a normal page or post in WordPress. And so if we go to the front end, and this is my website, if you click up in the documentation up here, this will take you to a listing where you can find the Testimonial Rotator documentation, and you'll have I've documented quite a bit of things here for you on how to do all sorts of stuff. What I want to look at first is the Rotator Demos, so you can see what it would look like. This is the default theme. You have the little navigation here. As you can see, just back to, that was the one that we added, that we saw in the back end with the lady there, and this is how you can add that to your site. This is another version. The long form layout has the stars at the top, the heading, this, and then the people, and some of the other ones are the three little pigs or the starry night or headline, which kind of just moves things around a little bit. So back on our help guides page, I wanted to look at the full list of rotator attributes first, so I have that here. So these are all the settings you can pass through the shortcode, and I've even given you the option to do it through PHP if you want to do it that way. And so you can see that you can get a single testimonial ID and pass that in, or add some extra classes if you want to style one of them differently. All the settings you saw in the back end of the website you also have access to in the front end, or when you're adding the rotator to the site. Another thing for the developers is I have an available filters list, and so there's quite a few settings here that you can change through filters, and there's even a code snippet for each one to help you get started with it. So check that out if you know about filters and want to even go further with this plugin. The last one I'd like to look at you of the documentation is creating a custom testimonial rotator theme. There's a download a sample theme button right here where you can download an example, and then you can just go in there and change like the different names of it. So like this one's called custom, you could just change that to whatever you need it to be, and you can follow these steps to get you where you need to go with that one. So I'm back in the admin, and I'm in the widgets section trying to add a Testimonial Rotator widget to the site through this. So I have it over here, Testimonial Rotators to the main sidebar, add widget, and as you can see it popped in over here. I can give it a widget title if I want. I can choose all rotators or a specific rotator. If you don't want to create a rotator, you technically don't have to, because in here you can say all rotators and it'll just show all the testimonials on this site. So that's just a little tip as well. You can limit how many you want to show. You can show them in a rotator or in a list, which would just write them out in a whole list of things. This may be useful if you wanted to add a list and just show one without a rotation. That wouldn't load in all the rotation code, extra code needed. And you can choose the full or an excerpt and put how short you wanted to make the excerpt in length of characters. Now right here you have another setting where you can click here, and if you hit save, it's then going to pop in a whole slew of more of those settings you saw on the front end. You can change your template, you can change your effect, your image size, a lot of those settings that were found in the rotator over here in testimonials and in rotators. Then you can find those here as well. And so you can hide specific spots of just this widget that you're adding. And even hreview, if you want to add a custom hreview item being reviewed. This is mostly for Google and their little rich snippets that show stars in the Google search results. So that's a basic overview of the Testimonials Rotator. It's a lot to look at. There's a lot of features and settings, which is good, but can also be overwhelming. I hope it will be useful to you in your projects. Thanks for watching.